Wow, thank God that's over. Thank God the pain of that game is over because honestly, watching this Manchester United team play at home at Old Trafford and lose once again, and it looks even worse than our last performance at Old Trafford. It's shocking to see. We're looking worse and worse and worse every single time we play at home. Old Trafford is supposed to be a fortress, but it's not that anymore. When teams come to Old Trafford, it's literally us gifting them a win away from home. That's literally what that's literally what it is when Manchester United play at Old Trafford these days. Like, we are absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking at home. I mean, our record at Old Trafford in our last 6 games is 5 losses. What are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? I mean, as a Manchester United fan, this is absolutely it's painful to watch. Like, it's boring, it's just jarring every single time. It gets worse and worse and worse every single time we play at Old Trafford this season. There's no improvements at Old Trafford. It's getting worse to watch. And, losing to Crystal Palace at home as well. I mean, what are we doing? Thank God the pain's over. I'm glad the match is over. Like, I mean, there was literally zero hope, in my opinion, from the very off in that game for us. There was literally zero hope for any of these Manchester United players. Like, it was honestly awful to watch once again. Who's surprised, though? Not me. I'm not surprised. Like, it just doesn't really feel like anything when we lose nowadays, because it's like, kind of expecting anyway. Who's surprised? Like, I just feel like a kind of mentality that a lot of us fans are feeling, that a lot of us Manchester United fans are feeling. It's like, we're literally mentally prepared to lose before we even play the game, especially when we're playing Old Trafford these days. And I mean, why and how is that actually the case? When we're playing at Old Trafford, we're actually mentally preparing to lose the game before it starts. Like, how is that happening? And we go on and we actually do bloody lose it. It's unacceptable stuff. And, it's these players, but it's like, there's just zero consistency. There is zero consistency from any of these Manchester United players. We just can't get a good set team going. I mean, Kobe Mainoo was playing as a false 9 today. And yes, his positioning was all right. But again, in the first half, second half, everything was just all over the place. Like when both Højlund and Xerxes came on, they offered absolutely nothing whatsoever. They don't get stuck. And people will be like, oh, it's the service. We were able to get some decent attempts today, but, no one does anything at the end of the day. Like, no one does anything. There was no good performance from any of our players today. Like, every single Manchester United player was absolutely awful, and it's frustrating to watch. It's bloody frustrating. Like, let's go through our team. I mean, we look at this. Diallo didn't really do much today. I thought Garnacho showed a bit of promise in that first half. That was it. Other than that, there was nothing from Garnacho. He showed promise in the first half. That was it. And he was the only real player that showed promise. And thank God we've signed Dogu now, though. Thank God we've signed Dogu. So that way, bloody Diogo Dalot can get out of this Manchester United side. Like, thank God Dogu is now signed, because Dalot literally takes the piss every time we see him. Even when he is playing on the right, he's still bloody awful. He's still awful. And let's be real, Mazraoui was nothing special either today. Like, Mazraoui's getting even more lackluster every single game. I'm not going to lie. Like, he was looking good, and now Mazraoui's fallen off massively in like a matter of games. And, he's turned into a load of our other players who don't really care. Like, that's the thing. So Mazraoui's fell into that section. Lisandro Martinez gets injured. I mean, we're going to miss him. Like, he's actually a solid centre-back who actually cares and plays with passion every single time. We're going to bloody miss him. He's injury-prone. Like, I love Martinez, but should we just bloody get rid of him at this point? Like, he's probably got to go in the summer if we're being honest. Harry Maguire literally cost us both our goals today. Well, kind of. Second goal, we definitely cost us. Kept Palace onside. First goal for when defending the set piece, Harry Maguire was literally stood there walking aimlessly in the box. So a bit of that's on him. Lenny Yoro was shocking after that as well. Honestly, like, Yoro's not showing any promise whatsoever at the minute. Yeah, I thought Ugarte was all right in the midfield at times. Bruno was pretty disappointing when creating chances today, especially in that second half. He was very disappointing. Yeah, there was just so many like non-existent players today. Like, it was actually a joke to see. Yeah, as I said, when Højlund and Xerxes came on, they offered absolutely nothing. They never offer anything nowadays. Like, they're not good enough. It's as simple as that. Like, it's not even just a service. I mean, no one's doing anything. They're not doing enough. They don't help themselves at the end of the day. That's a big thing. Xerxes and Højlund do not help themselves, especially Rasmus. Rasmus Højlund does not help himself at all. Xerxes at times gets stuck in. He's just inconsistent. You never know what kind of performance you're going to get from Joshua Xerxes. With Rasmus Højlund, he's ridiculously predictable these days with what he's going to do on the pitch, and we just know he's not going to put in a good performance. Like, it's just predictable these days. I don't expect anything from Højlund. I don't expect anything from him. We were literally bullied today in that midfield a lot. And we were bullied everywhere. Our defence was bullied. Our attack was bullied off the ball. Ahmad was bullied quite a lot today. But again, everyone targets Ahmad because, he's one of our players who actually plays with a heartbeat every single bloody week. So, of course, he was targeted and bullied by many players. He was on his own. No one was around him. No one helps each other. No one was helping Ahmad. No one helps each other. We don't play as a team, especially Old Trafford for some reason. I don't get it. Home advantage, and we putting a performance like that. Shocking. Anyway, I'm ending this.